This is a quick tutorial on how to do a CMA for a property. So the first thing that you're going to need is the property address. I like to pull it up in Zillow just so that I can see historical photos. Maybe if it was sold in the past, you can get an idea of what it looks like inside. This particular property is a new construction, so you can't really see it inside, but I do have the address, bedrooms, baths, and the square footage. Those are going to be really important for when you are putting together your CMA. So you're going to go here to Matrix, hover over my matrix, and then I right click my CMAs and hit open link in new tab. That goes ahead and brings you into this window for CMAs. You can do start a new CMA. You can create the contact name here. So this person is Nitin Patel. Oops. And I'll copy and paste their email address. Looks like they're already in here on our system. Let me grab them really quick. Here we go. And pages, you're just going to want to have all of these filled out, so you can just double click on each of these and they'll add over here into this section. To get the subject, you're going to want to right click on tax, hover over realist, and hit open link in new tab. And you can just go ahead and type in that address. It'll pull up here. Just click on the little icon and hit report. And then you will copy this ID. Any one of these three will work fine. And then hit search for realist tax record to autofill from. This is Polk County, and then paste that in a tax ID and hit results. You wait a little bit for it to load. And you'll just click the checkbox beside the right property and hit fill from selected. So that should give you all the information. 5 bedrooms. I'm just going to fill in this for 4 total baths because there's no half baths. Acreage, square footage, all of that. You can go to cover, you can change the name, you can enter the address and their phone number here if you'd like. You can add a photo of the property if you have one. And here's the most important part, go into comparables. So you'll hit add from listings, and you'll just want to get this information again, the number of square footage and the lot size. So the first thing you do is you enter in the property address. This one is 1766 Via Lago. It's important to try to stay within the same community, of that particular property if possible. Generally, the comps in the same neighborhood are going to be the most accurate. So I'm going to stay within a half a mile for now. And then I'm going to click pending and sold. We'll start with 180, and if we have to make it a wider range to like a year from now in the past, we can do that. And this property is a residential property. It's a single family residence, so we'll click that. Year built. This particular property, we can look at the tax records, was built in 2016. So we can just do, we can do like 2006 to 2020. Square foot heated. Generally want to start with like 10 or so % down from the square footage. So if we can calculate 5 times 0.1, generally we're going to do about 350 less square footage and 350 more square footage. So we'll just do 3,000 to 3,600. There's 10 matches. So let's go ahead and look at those and see if any of them are fairly close to our particular property. And it does help if you've seen the property. That way you can be a little bit more familiar with the condition, what the inside looks like, if it has granite countertops or, quartz countertops or Formica, just so that you can get as close to the condition as possible. This one's pretty similar square footage. It is built fairly similar year, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. We'll go ahead and we'll use this as a comp. And we'll hit next. Let's look at the next one. This one is a little bit smaller, but we can adjust that in the end. I'll show you how to do that. Same number, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. We're really looking for 5 bedrooms, 4 baths if possible, but we can use that and we can actually adjust based on the number of baths. So we'll go ahead, we'll use that one too. There's another 5 bedroom, 4 bath, just a little bit bigger square feet. Now it is built a couple years newer, but this one should be okay to use. This one is only single story, so for now we will try to skip that one. Let's make sure that the actual comparable, the property that we are listing for sale, is a 2-story home. Really quick. See, this one is 2 stories, so let's try to pick all 2-story comps. There we go. Here's another one. This one's 5, 3.5. Similar square footage. Built in a fairly similar year. We'll use this one. Now, if you notice, this one does have a significantly lower price per square foot. Generally, it looks like the finishes on this home are a little bit lower than some of the other ones that we clicked. So it's really going to depend on what property that you're listing. You're going to want to get the finishes as close as possible with tray ceilings and things like that. Here's another single story. We'll only use those if we have to. So let's go ahead, let's add these. We have 4 comps right now, 2 pending, 2 sold. Would like a few more sold, so I'm going to go back and we'll look at some of those single story ones. This one's 4.3, built in 2017. This should be a good one to use. We can move forward with that one because it's fairly similar square footage. This one's 2016. This is probably even a little bit better to use, because it is a 5 bedroom, 4 bath, but it does have a private pool, so we're actually going to skip that one. This one's brand new. Let's skip this one for now. This one should be good to use. And this one should be okay. This one, I believe this one was actually the model home. So this one's going to have former model home. This one's going to have much higher level finishes. Things that you're not going to find in your traditional model. So we're actually going to skip this one. Obviously, this is a much higher end home than the one that we're actually comparing to. So there we go. We have 7 comps. This should be enough. Try to do about 5 to 10, and that should be good. You can look at the map and you can see where they're all located. They're all in that same general neighborhood. Adjustments, I like to do these for square footage. You can do it for the number of bedrooms and baths as well, and I'll kind of show you how to do that. So we can just open the calculator here. Make it a little bit smaller. Let me bring it up on the recording too. Okay, so now that we have the calculator up, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take the property that you're using to compare, the property that you're actually trying to find the value for. You're going to want to multiply it by the actual sale price of the property you're comparing it to, and then divide it by this number, so you'll be able to see the difference. So we'll do 3325 times 474.9 divided by 3534. And that's 446. So we'll go ahead and we'll subtract the 474.9 from that, and that will give you an adjustment of minus 28,085. So you could adjust by year. I don't normally do that. Bedrooms and baths the same, so we can go ahead and we can just leave that alone. Number 2, 5.3. I like to add about 5,000 for the difference in bathrooms. So we'll do that. And then we'll do the 3325 times 365 Divide that by 3062. And we'll subtract the 365 from that. That gives you an increase of 31,350. I'll do this for one more property, and then I will fast forward to the end where it's all done. Alright, so once you've finished all of your adjustments, you can click this pricing tab, and you'll see that the adjusted comparable price for this particular property on average is about $430,000. The median is about $446,000. Once you've actually seen the property, you can kind of narrow these comps down a little bit. For example, this particular property sold for a lot lower than the others. Generally, the finishes on it were a lot, lesser quality than some of the other comps in the area. This one as well. So these would be good ones to remove if the property was, of higher quality, or you can remove some of these other ones if the property was of lower quality. And you just kind of base that off of what you see in person. So that is how you do a CMA.